Hey everyone and welcome back to our story corner. Today, we have a wonderful tale about a little creature who learned a very big lesson. Get comfy, and let's dive into the story of Goose the grumpy guinea pig. In the sunniest, greenest corner of Farmer Giles' garden, lived a fluffy, round guinea pig named Goose. Now, Goose was usually a pretty happy little guy, but he had one tiny, enormous problem. He was a total know-it-all. Goose absolutely hated being told what to do. In his mind, his ideas were always the smartest, his plans were always the fastest, and his way was always the best. The guinea pig community, however, had a very important rule. It was a rule taught by the wise old Elder Penelope, and it was the most important rule of all. It went like this: when the sky shadow appears, you must roll into a kite ball and stay perfectly still. You don't move a whisker until you hear Penelope's special all clear squeak. This rule was their secret to survival, the one thing that kept them safe from the hungry hawks that soared above. One bright, beautiful morning, all the guinea pigs were out in the field, munching on a delicious breakfast of fresh, sweet clover. Elder Penelope, as she did every week, was giving her safety reminder. Remember, little ones, she chirped in her gentle voice. The sky shadow is sneaky and silent. When you whistle the danger warning, you must roll, and do not move. Goose, who was nibbling on a particularly juicy clover stem, rolled his eyes. P50. Rolling is so boring, he muttered to his best friend, Felix, who was munching right beside him. I'm the fastest runner in this entire garden. When the shadow comes, I'll be the hero. I'll just outrun it. Easy. Felix, who was a much calmer and more thoughtful guinea pig, just sighed. Goose, that rule is served for a very good reason. Hawks are much faster than any of us. Nonsense, Goose declared with a puff of his chest. I've got speed, and I've got smarts. Why hide when you can fly? Of course, Goose completely forgot that guinea pigs, in fact, cannot fly. And just at that moment, as if summoned by Goose bragging, a gigantic, dark shadow swept silently across the clover field. The sky shadow was here. Squeak, squeak, Elder Penelope's sharp danger whistle chewed through the air. In an instant, every single guinea pig in the field reacted. Felix, the little ones, the old ones, all of them instantly tucked in their heads, brought their paws close, and rolled into perfect, brown, motionless balls. From above, they looked exactly like a scattering of small, fuzzy stones across the green field. All of them, except for one. Goose, you see, remembered his brilliant, heroic master plan. Time to be the hero, he thought, his heart thumping with excitement. He did not roll. Instead, he took off running. He sprinted at top speed, zigzagging wildly across the open field, thinking he was being incredibly clever. Up in the sky, the hawk had been momentarily confused. 1 second, there was a feast of scurrying little animals, and the next, there were just dozens of still, uninteresting stones. But then, its sharp eyes caught a flash of movement. Goose! Aha! Screeched the hawk, its voice echoing across the garden. One moving target, that's much easier than trying to eat stones. And with that, the hawk dove. Goose ran faster than he had ever run in his entire life. His little legs pumped, his ears were flat against his head, but the shadow of the hawk grew bigger and bigger. He could feel the rush of wind as the massive bird swooped right over his head, its talons stretching out, ready to grab him. This isn't working, Goose cried out, pure terror flooding through him. The hawk was too fast, it was too big, and it was way too good at flying. In a desperate panic, Goose spotted a large cabbage plant and dove under one of its huge, floppy leaves. He lay there, panting, his heart hammering against his lips. But he wasn't safe. The hawk simply circled patiently above the cabbage leaf, its sharp eyes fixated on the spot where Goose was hiding. It knew he was in there. It was just waiting for him to move again. Goose was trapped. He couldn't run, and he couldn't hide properly because his fluffy, round body was too big to fit all the way under the leaf. Trembling, Goose peeked out. He watched his friends. They were all still out in the open, but they were perfectly still, falsely disguised as little fuzzy stones. The hawk didn't even seem to notice them. It was completely focused on him. Seeing that the hawk was now entirely distracted by the cabbage patch, Elder Penelope let out a tiny, soft squeak. It was the signal that the immediate danger had passed for the main group. Slowly, one by one, the other guinea pigs enrolled. They stretched their legs and looked around, and that's when they saw poor Goose, trembling under the cabbage leaf with a hawk circling overhead. Penelope waddled over, her expression firm but her eyes kind. Why did you not roll, Goose? She asked softly. Goose, his voice barely a whisper, mumbled, he thought he could be the hero. He thought my speed and my plan were better than the rule. Oh, Goose, Penelope sighed gently, nuzzling his side. The rule is not a punishment. It's not certified boring. It is knowledge. It took all of us, years and years ago, many scary moments to figure out that rolling together makes us all invisible. True strength isn't about trying to be a hero all by yourself. It's about trusting the wisdom of your community and working together to stay safe. Eventually, the hawk got bored of waiting for a partially hidden guinea pig to move. With a frustrated cry, it flapped its massive wings and flew away, searching for an easier meal. Goose crawled out from under the cabbage leaf. He was humbled, he was exhausted, and he was incredibly grateful to be safe. From the day on, whenever Elder Penelope whistled a danger warning, Goose was always the first guinea pig to stop, drop, and roll. He learned that being truly smart doesn't mean you always have to have your own plan. Sometimes, the smartest thing you can do is to stop, listen to those with more experience, and follow the rules that are designed to keep everyone safe. And he was never, ever a know-it-all again. What a great lesson, right? It's so important to listen to the wisdom of others. Thanks so much for listening to our story today. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories. We'll see you next time. Bye.